Okay, let's unpack this. If you are tuned into the world of global entertainment, you know there are conventions, and then there are
Well,
defining cultural events that just reset the entire conversation.
absolutely.
And for the hundreds of millions of people who follow Japanese animation, that event is Anime Japan. We are diving deep today into the first massive wave of official announcements for Anime Japan 2026.
And it's crucial context here. This isn't just an industry trade show or, a fan gathering. It's the annual convergence point where the industry signals its direction for the next 2 years. What's really fascinating about this particular news drop is the tone. Anime Japan is gearing up to celebrate its 13th year, and the sources are explicitly positioning 2026 not just as another edition, but as the start of a new era.
A new era. That's a bold claim.
It is.
Especially in a market that already feels so saturated and fast-moving, it suggests they're fundamentally changing the structure or maybe the scope of the show. So our mission today is to cut through some of that PR hype. We've taken the official site announcements and we've distilled the concrete logistics, the key corporate strategies, the ambassador choices, and, most crucially, the schedule for the must-watch preliminary reveals. By the end of this deep dive, you will have a complete, well-informed perspective on the largest single event in the anime calendar, months before the doors even open.
Exactly. Knowing these foundational facts now lets you approach the next wave of announcements, the specific series, the cast reveals, the trailer drops, with a more strategic mindset. You'll understand where the industry is placing its bets and who is funding all the hype.
Okay, so let's start with the logistics then, the non-negotiables. When and where is this monumental event actually happening?
So Anime Japan 2026 is officially set for Tokyo Big Sight.
Right, a location fitting its massive scale.
And the dates are March 28th and 29th, 2026. You really need to lock those dates down if you're tracking new content.
For sure.
And while the where and when are, pretty traditional for the event, the metric that signals this new era, the clearest, is just the scale of commitment. The sources are emphasizing that the industry turnout this year is, well, it's unprecedented. We are looking at a confirmation of over 120 exhibitors.
Wait, over 120?
Over 120. They're calling it the most extensive gathering of exhibitors to date.
Wow.
And that number, it really needs to be contextualized. After years of hybrid or virtual event compromises, the industry is making a massive financial and logistical commitment to a physical space. It just signals extreme confidence in the short-term financial trajectory of the global market.
I understand the confidence, but this is where I start to ask some questions about the logistics. With 120-plus exhibitors, a record field, are we not worried about dilution?
That's a great question.
Does quantity risk eroding the quality? Are we going to see 120 minor booths, or are the heavy hitters really dominating the space?
That's a sharp question because often, dilution is a real risk at massive conventions. But the announcement strategically counterbalances that record size by naming the confirmed industry heavyweights. This isn't just an influx of small players. The established titans are deeply committed.
Okay, so tell us who the titans are, because those names are the global currency of anime. They move the market.
We're talking about the confirmed attendance of Aniplex Inc., Kadokawa Corporation, 2O Animation, and Bandai Namco Filmworks.
Okay, those four names are absolute game changers. For anyone listening, just consider the scope here. Aniplex is a massive production house and distributor, often associated with mega hits.
Right.
Kadokawa is a content empire. They own publishing, production, distribution channels. 2Co Animation is the production arm of one of Japan's most famous film studios. And Bandai Namco, they control toys, games, and crucially, some of the longest-running franchises in history.
Exactly. The presence of all four is a strategic flex. It signals that this show remains the undisputed central clearinghouse for new announcements. But the fact that they're operating in a record field of over 120 exhibitors, it raises a strategic question.
Which is?
What kind of unified, or maybe even competitive presentation are they planning for this new era? The stage programming in March will inevitably be a battleground for attention among these major players.
That's the analysis we need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've established the colossal scale of the venue and the corporate commitment, but scale isn't everything. Half the excitement comes from the presentation itself. So let's talk aesthetics and branding, which leads us to the new visual identity.
The official key visual unveiled for 2026 is an incredible piece of design. It acts as a kind of cultural map for the whole event, and what's fascinating is the deliberate shift away from focusing on just one or two hit series.
Right. It's a very eye-catching design that features this medley of characters from 22 beloved anime franchises.
Oh.
Why 22?
It's a calculated, deliberate act of inclusivity. They're using this visual to send a message that the new era is about shared fandom, not just promoting the next big thing. By featuring 22 different IPs, they're actively making sure that nearly every major fandom has some stake in the event right from the start, which, expands the event's immediate appeal beyond just the flavor of the month.
And of course, the event's official mascots, the AJ brothers, are right there in the mix, keeping that core brand identity strong. It's a very smart way to manage marketing across such a diverse landscape.
And moving from the visual to the vocal, the human faces of the event, let's talk about the official ambassadors. The Japanese idol group Sakurazaka 46 is returning to this role.
This connection between the idol world and the anime industry is just fascinating. It's such a brilliant synergistic move.
It really is.
Both ecosystems thrive on dedicated, passionate, and highly organized fandoms.
Yep.
Bringing in a group like Sakurazaka 46 is a direct strategy to cross-pollinate those audiences and bring some celebrity gravitas.
Absolutely. And they didn't just give a formal, detached announcement. We actually got a great personal quote from Rina Matsuda of the group that really brought this role to life.
She expressed pure joy about returning right.
Yeah.
She said that her first time on the AnimeJapan stage last year was unforgettable and admitted she felt genuine nerves.
Yeah, despite their professional experience.
I think that tiny moment of vulnerability makes the role feel so real. We've all been nervous stepping into a massive spotlight.
That human element is vital for an event of this scale. It tells you that this show is still about the community and the thrill of discovery, even for highly visible celebrities. And critically, she promised that AnimeJapan 2026 will bring new experiences, new friendships, and countless discoveries.
That just perfectly encapsulates the spirit the organizers are trying to promote for this new era.
It's a complete cosign on the event's community focus.
A definite cosign. Okay, let's pivot to what is arguably the most critical detail for you listening right now. The sneak peek. You do not have to wait until March 28th for the major reveals. The industry is starting the hype cycle early.
This is your absolute early access pass. The key preliminary event is called the AnimeJapan Kickoff 2026. This is where the initial strategy gets deployed, but let's define its operational goal. It's not just a teaser reel. It's where they strategically leak the March schedule, especially the stage times, to control the hype cycle and pre-sell stage access or merchandise.
So we need the specifics. For the global audience tuning in, the stream will be live on AnimeJapan's official YouTube channel.
Yep, making it globally accessible.
The date to watch is January 16th.
And this is where timing becomes everything for the international fan. The event kicks off at 20.000 JST, that's 8 p.m. in Tokyo.
Which means if you are on the west coast of the U.S., you are setting an alarm for 03.00 BT.
3 in the morning, yeah.
I'm looking at that time slot, 3 a.m., and that is rough for the North American fan base. What's the strategic value of forcing that late time slot, assuming the industry wants global engagement?
Well, it underscores where the primary business focus remains: Japan and key parts of Asia. While they want global engagement, that primetime JST slot guarantees maximum media visibility and audience size in their home market.
Right, where the majority of the financial decisions are being made.
Exactly. The global audience is highly dedicated and will either wake up for it or just immediately consume the news that drops afterward. It's a prioritization of the domestic hype machine first.
That analysis makes a lot of sense. And to underscore the importance of this early announcement, let's talk about the hosts for the kickoff event. They are high profile indeed. The veteran voice actors Yuki Kaji and Saori Hayami.
Their presence is the biggest signal that this is not some minor event. Kaji-san has anchored successful franchises like Attack on Titan, and Hayami-san has voiced iconic characters in everything from Demon Slayer to Spy X Family.
They're household names.
They are known entities who move merchandise and drive viewership. When these two industry veterans dedicate their time to a kickoff, you know the news dropping is going to be central to the entire 2026 programming slate.
You're right. Their involvement really elevates the kickoff from just a simple update to a major announcement event. So what exactly should we be expecting them to reveal?
The source promises a bounty of excitement, specifically confirming that details about the crucial stage lineup and more will be revealed. This is the moment where those four major studios we mentioned, Aniplex, Kadokawa, Toho, and Bandai Namco, will likely start defining their presence.
Oh, interesting.
Are they teaming up for a shared stage? Or are they setting up rival panels to dominate the buzz?
And that stage lineup dictates the entire flow of energy for the weekend. If we know where the main panels are scheduled and which series get dedicated spotlight sessions, The kickoff essentially hands us the playbook for what to track for the main event in March.
It's the strategic roadmap for the entire anime business cycle for the next year.
That's exactly why you need this knowledge now.
For sure, it gives you the advantage of anticipation, allowing you to track the specific projects and announcements that will matter most to you.
Okay, let's circle back and summarize the strategic relevance for you. If you were only to walk away with three main takeaways, they would be structured around these concepts. First, the massive physical commitment. The record size of over 120 exhibitors confirms the financial strength and stability of the industry, not caution.
Second, the high-profile vocal resonance. The returning ambassadors, Sakurazaka 46, demonstrate a sophisticated cross-fandom marketing strategy. It's designed to blend idol culture and anime fandom for maximum global exposure.
And third, the absolutely crucial early information drop via the kickoff event on January 16th. This is the strategic moment where the stage battle begins and the entire 2026 playbook is revealed by those voice-acting heavyweights.
The sources describe the event perfectly, I think. It's not just an event, it's a vibrant celebration of anime fandom, creativity, and community. And understanding these early structural announcements is the key to navigating what they are confidently billing as the largest and most thrilling show yet.
Absolutely. This information is your foundation. We always encourage you to keep checking the official AnimeJapan website and their social media channels for the complete lists that will drop after the kickoff.
Right, that's where the granular details will live.
The point is to be proactive. If you wait until the doors open in March to figure out your schedule, you've already missed the initial strategic push.
The organizers are deliberately building anticipation and engagement early, starting with that January 16th stream.
So we've covered the logistics, the size, the influential faces, and the timeline designed to signal this new era. I want to leave you with one final thought, building on the evidence we've just discussed.
Given the confluence of factors, the key visual featuring characters from 22 different franchises, which implies a collaborative spirit, and the confirmed attendance of those four major, often competing production companies, what specific unexpected collaborations or cross-franchise surprises might be revealed at the kickoff that truly signal the beginning of this new era of animation they've promised?
A great question.
I mean, will we see a major studio shift resources into a co-production? Or will the new era mean a unified push for distribution on a single global platform? That is the real potential magic we should all be tracking in the coming weeks.